Boars may look like easy prey, but that's far from the truth. They're capable of taking down some of the fiercest predators in the wild, and that's exactly what we're about to witness today. Let's start with an unbelievable moment where a tiger, the apex predator of the jungle, picked the wrong fight. It charged at a large wild boar, expecting an easy kill. But it was anything but that. The boar stood its ground and with sheer power, rammed the tiger hard enough to stun it. Shaken and wounded, the tiger took another hit before realizing it had made a big mistake. It turned tail and ran for its life. This wasn't just self-defense, it was dominance. That day, the forest echoed not with the roar of a tiger, but with the defiant cries of the victorious boar. In another jaw-dropping moment caught on camera, a crocodile made a deadly mistake, targeting a group of wild boars. It lunged at the younger ones, thinking they'd be easy prey. But this herd wasn't defenseless. In an instant, several adult boars charged at the reptile with brutal force. They struck it repeatedly, driving it back into the water. Bleeding and overwhelmed, the crocodile had no choice but to slip away in defeat. These boars didn't just defend, they retaliated with ferocity. It was nature's version of a street brawl, and the boars walked away as the unexpected champions. Now, let's talk about one of the most surprising fights ever. A bear versus a boar. You'd think the bear had the upper hand, right? Wrong. The bear approached, likely thinking this was just a meaty snack waiting to be claimed. But the boar wasn't having any of it. With explosive power, it rammed and bit, catching the bear off guard. The fight turned chaotic as the bear struggled to keep up. Within moments, the predator became the prey. Bruised and humbled, the bear backed off and eventually ran, leaving the battlefield to the furious boar. Here's another wild encounter. A bear tries to ambush a pig. Big, strong, and confident, the bear assumed this would be easy. But the pig, far from helpless, fought back with everything it had. It squealed, spun, and charged. Amazingly, the bear began to back away. The more the pig pushed, the more the bear retreated, until it finally turned and ran. This wasn't just a retreat, it was a full-blown surrender. The sight of a massive predator fleeing from a stubborn pig was nothing short of wild justice. The pig didn't just survive, it humiliated the hunter. When we hear the word lion, we think of royalty, kings and queens of the savannah. But this next moment flips that idea on its head. A lioness spotted a wild boar and launched into attack mode. But the boar was ready. Fueled by raw fury and strength, it charged the lioness with terrifying speed. Blow after blow, it pushed the big cat backward. The lioness tried to reposition, but the boar gave her no chance. Eventually, she turned and fled. That day, the lioness wasn't the hunter, she was the hunted, and the fearless boar stood tall as the unexpected ruler. In another clip, even a male lion struggles against a boar. The lion charges, teeth bared, assuming this will be over in seconds. But the boar digs in and fights back viciously, spinning, kicking, and slamming into the lion over and over. The lion growls and claws, but the boar just keeps going. Even though the lion eventually overpowers it, the struggle is real. You can see the frustration and exhaustion on the lion's face. This wasn't a hunt, it was a war. And the boar didn't go down quietly. It made the lion earn every bite. Now watch what happens when a cheetah goes after a boar's baby. The predator catches its target, but before it can celebrate, the adult boar charges in like a cannonball. No pause, no hesitation. It slams into the cheetah with such force that the predator is literally launched into the air. Panicked and bruised, the cheetah bolts toward the nearest tree. It escapes, but not with much dignity. Though the baby was taken, the adult boar stood its ground, roaring in fury. This wasn't just a fight. It was a desperate, explosive act of a parent ready to die for its young. This next clip features a wild three-way brawl. A boar being hunted by both a leopard and a hyena, two of nature's most cunning killers. But instead of collapsing under pressure, the boar explodes into action. It thrashes, kicks, and unbelievably flips the leopard off the ground. The hyena tries to intervene but hesitates, clearly stunned by the boar's aggression. With a final burst of energy, the boar breaks free and runs off, leaving both predators in disbelief. They came for dinner, but left with absolutely nothing. The boar didn't just escape, it embarrassed them both. A pit bull, bred for strength and aggression, faces off against a wild boar. You'd expect the dog to lunge first, but the boar doesn't flinch. It locks eyes with the dog, then suddenly charges. The pit bull instantly realizes the danger and bolts, fleeing with its tail between its legs. That wasn't just instinct, that was survival. It knew this wasn't a petting zoo pig. This was a wild boar, with rage behind its tusks. The pit bull made the smart call, but there was no doubt who the dominant animal was in that moment. Hunting dogs are trained for combat, but sometimes they face an opponent that just won't go down. In this clip, several skilled hunting dogs try to surround a wild boar. But this one's different. It turns and fights like a storm. It hits hard, tossing dogs aside with powerful blows. Barking turns to yelping as the dogs realize they've bitten off more than they can chew. They retreat, tails tucked and eyes full of regret. This wasn't a hunt anymore. It was a beatdown, and the boar walked away, not just alive, but victorious. Did you enjoy this video? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.